between the Botanical Guardians and the Fabulous Foxes, starting off with the Botanical Guardians. Number 1, Paprika. 1057, Shira. 32, Weed Whacker. 328, Snapdragon. 357, Fern Bully. 411, Aloe Darkness. 418, Fun Guy. 618, Cruciferous. 73, Lady Lorax. 77, Wolfsbane. It's What Plants Crave. 904, Brawlo. 96, Disturbing the Peas. And 999, Pedal Pusher. The Botanical Guardians are coached by Fox, Slaypex, and Solar Flare.
Next up, we've got the Fabulous Foxes. Number 16, Pandora's Fox. 1853, Go-Go. 30, Cannabay. 317, Tails. Number 37, Crash Bandicooter. Number 39, Eevee. 64, Fox McCloud. 667 for Fox Sake. 688, Block Turnal. Number 81, Slippy Toad. 810, Foxy Skatey. 826, Fresh Out of Fox. 86D. Number 919, Skulky. The Fabulous Foxes are coached tonight by Cicada, Lux Furious, Shred, and D.
All right, about to get into action here. Our second game of the night between the Botanical Guardians and the Fabulous Foxes. Everybody out there in the stands, are you ready? Woo! That's a lively crowd. I don't even have to ask him to say it again. All right, starting off this game, it's Cannabay out there for the Fabulous Foxes. And Wolfsbane for the Botanical Guardians. Botanical Guardians in green. The Fabulous Foxes in the cream and orange, the creamsicle jerseys.
Explosive start there for Cannabay. Runs up that outside line to grab lead jammer. And Wolfsbane out on their initial pass.
Already have a penalty assessed as Skulky takes a seat in the penalty box for a track cut. And a quick call off there by Cannabay. Looks like a 0-0 jam. That's a push. So the Foxes down a blocker, a 4-on-3 pack advantage in favor of the Botanical Guardians. And it's Foxy Skatey out there for the Fabulous Foxes. And that's Aloe Darkness out there for the Guardians.
Eevee running up to be the last skater against Aloe Darkness, but Aloe Darkness is going to grab lead jammer.
So Shira going to take a seat. So now the Botanical Guardians down a blocker. Foxy Skady, meanwhile, completes the initial pass. Aloe Darkness looking to get a couple more points. Going to have to call that jam off. Let's see. Looks like three points there for the Guardians. Katra holding up 3.
On the line now for the Fabulous Foxes, we've got Fox McCloud jamming. Wolfsbane with the star for the Botanical Guardians. And looks like we are starting 2 blockers in the box for the Guardians.
Palprica with a big hit on Fox McCloud, and that gives Wolfsbane the time to get lead jammer for the Guardians. Nice spin moves there, but enough time. Oh, Fox McCloud hit with a big hit on the inside, and that's going to send Palprica to the penalty box now for the Guardians.
See if Wolfsbane tries to run this one long.
Wolfsbane with a nifty move on the inside to pick up the full 4 points on that pass. Meanwhile, Shira working on Fox McCloud, now getting picked up by the defense of the Foxes. Oh, 73, Lady Lorax with a nice force out, and that's going to cycle Fox McCloud all the way to the back of the pack. Penalty has come to an end for Palprica. They re-enter play. Wolfsbane looking to put even more points on the board. 12 so far. 8 now for the Foxes. So a low block called there at the end on one of the, I think that's for Fox's sake, sitting in the penalty box. It is. So a 4-on-3 pack advantage here for the Guardians, as it's Canabe out there for the Foxes. Aloe Darkness for the Guardians.
Bit of jockeying for position there on the jam line. Aloe finding their lane on the outside, grabs lead jammer. Canabe out close behind. Like this is going to be a race to the front for our pack. Trying to grab that 1 point. Four points there scored by Canabe for the Foxes, so Aloe grabs 3, calls the jam.
So 21-12 your score right now, Botanical Guardians over the Foxes. 24:58 to go here in the first half. It's going to be Foxy Skady out there for the Foxes going up against Wolfsbane for the Guardians.
For a 3-pack advantage going to the Foxes. And Wolfsbane is out on their initial lead jammer. Oh.
So Fern Bully shook up a little bit, called the jam off. They're going to have her go with the EMTs to get checked out real quick. So we're going to get back into action here. Aloe Darkness out there for the Guardians. Foxy Skady out there for the Foxes. And Foxy Skady is going to be your lead jammer, Foxes.
Aloe running into a little trouble at the front of the pack. Skulky and Eevee doing a nice job with that 2-wall. That is a penalty assessed to Eevee. While 4 points going to the Foxes.
Star pass now from Aloe Darkness to Shira.
The penalty going to Skulky, so Foxes will be starting down 2 blockers.
So it'll be Cannabay out there for the Foxes now, going up against Wolfsbane for the Botanical Guardians. A 4-on-2 pack advantage. 2 blockers in the box for the Foxes. Oh, Cannabay trying to stall and picks up a forearm. So now a power jam here for the Botanical Guardians.
Nice setup there for Wolfsbane with that pack. Just a little scrambled.
Mm-hmm.
Nice screens there set by their teammates, and 4 points for the Guardians. Ooh. Nice spin by Wolfsbane on the inside line. 4 more points. Guardians blockers doing a nice job of mitigating Eevee there in the front of the pack.
So 4 more points there on that scoring pass. Wolfsbane calls the jam off. So a 12-point jam there for the Guardians. No slippage and super comfy. Slip into S1 Pro elbows by S1 helmets. So Brawlo on the jammer line now for the first time for the Guardians, going up against Fox McCloud for the Fabulous Foxes. And
thinking there by Fox McCloud. Sees that big hole open on the inside line and takes it for lead jammer. Brawlo out on her initial.
so a quick 4-point jam, a quick 4-point strike there for by the Foxes. And it'll be Foxy Skady back out there for the Foxes, going up against Aloe Darkness for the Guardians.
Big push by Foxy Skady there on the outside line for lead jammer. Aloe Darkness out on her initial pass. And Foxy Skady calls the jam, but not before Aloe Darkness manages to score 4 points as well for the Guardians. We'll put our score now at 37-26 Guardians. Just under 20 minutes left in the half. That's a 4-2 pack advantage on the start for the Guardians. That is disturbing the peas. The jammer for Guardians calls it off before they're overtaken by Canabay. 0-0 jam.
Yeah, it's a really smart call there by the Guardians, calling that jam off, keeping Evie in the box, so the Foxes will still be down 2 blockers to start this next jam. And it'll be Wolfsbane out there for the Guardians going up against Fox McCloud for the Foxes.
Lead jammer going to Wolfsbane. Escape there, and Fox McCloud also out on her initial.
Fox is speeding that pack up.
They're in a race now with the Foxes,
Yeah.
trying to protect their points up at the front of the pack.
So 3 points for the Foxes, 2 points for the Guardians. Always nice to see some non-lead jam points on the board.
Nice work by Fox McCloud for sure.
So 10 points currently separates the 2 squads. Guardians up 39-29 over the Foxes. 18:09 to go here in the first half. Aloe Darkness now on the line against it's Foxy Skatey out there for the Foxes.
Guardians all on D as they're down a blocker. But Aloe is just working the front of that pack, trying to find a little daylight. Foxy Skatey takes that outside line, grabs lead jammer for the Foxes.
Shira headed to the penalty box for the Guardians.
Nice work there by Owen Foxsake. And Foxy Skatey spins around the inside line. 4 points going to the Foxes. And looks like we've got a very close game. 15 points there going to the fabulous Foxes. 2 points scored by the Botanical Guardians. Puts a score in favor of the Foxes, 44-41 for the Botanical Guardians. Just under 16 minutes in the half.
So now we got Pau Prika jamming for the Guardians and Canabay for the Foxes. Canabay has lead jammer.
Smart reset there by Paprika. Paprika's out of the pack. Muscles past Canabay. And Canabay calls that jam.
So Wolfsbane back out there for the Guardians. Yeah, Fox McCloud out there for the Foxes.
Wolfsbane in a one-on-one with Skulky grabs lead jammer for the Guardians. Fox McCloud tripping up at that inside line. Gets out on her initial pass. 4 points going to both of our teams. 1 Fox in the box. Fabulous Foxes are going to hold on to that lead. 7 points scored in that jam. 6 points scored by the Guardians.
So Snapdragon out there for the Guardians, going up against Foxy Skatey for the Foxes.
Snapdragon now in a race with Foxy Skatey. Both on a scoring pass. 4 points scored by Snapdragon and by Foxy Skatey. Who calls the jam?
Aloe Darkness now taking the line for the Guardians, going up against Canabe for the Foxes.
Chaotic scrum start to this jam. Canabe does manage to make it to the front of the pack. The Jammer Foxes. And that is a star pass to number 3, to Weed Whacker.
So 4 points for the Foxes. Now we're getting a timeout called by the Guardians.
Looking for skates or new protective gear to keep you on the track? Then look no further than Turnlech Skate Pro Hustle City. They have the expertise to keep you in the best gear and at the highest level of performance. Ruckzilla is a family-run business dedicated to crafting high-quality rugby bags and derby bags with a focus on durability and style. Born from the passion of a father and a son, they spent over a year perfecting their final product.
Looking for custom jerseys for your team? Jersey Beast can help. They offer free customized design in sports like soccer, hockey, baseball, and one of their favorites, roller derby. Jersey Beast can also create your team a store with options for fundraising. Check them out at jerseybeast.net and tell them about your team.
The end of this time out now. A little under 12 minutes left in the half. Fabulous Foxes still holding on to that lead, 67-52. Botanical Guardians making them work for every point.
All right, about to get back in action here. It's going to be Wolfsbane out there for the Guardians, going to be against Foxy Skady for the Foxes.
Botanical Gardens starting with blocker Fun Guy standing in the box. Woo! Pretty one-foot spin move there on the outside line, and Lee Jammer goes to Wolfsbane.
Meanwhile, Brawlo with a nice little hip check there, forcing Foxy Skady out to the inside, then cycling him all the way back. Brawlo picks up a penalty, heads to the box.
Down 2 blockers now for the Guardians.
Skulky picks up a low block there, is headed to penalty box. A 3-on-2. I'll get it out eventually. Pack advantage for the Foxes.
Hello Darkness now on the jam line for the Guardians. Fox McLeod for the Foxes. 1 blocker in the box each team. Big push by Fox McLeod at the front of the pack. Finds her line. Lee Jammer Foxes. Nice star pass there to Weed Whacker.
So Fox McLeod calls that jam off. Let's see how many points. So 4 points. Extends the lead to 19 points. Fox is up 79-60 over the Guardians. 9:30 to go here in the first half.
Snapdragon and Canabay now during the stars at the start of this jam. Canabay out for Lee Jammer. Four points going to Canabay and the Foxes. While Snapdragon peeling off those blockers out on her initial. Point jam so far for Canabay. Snapdragon in a fight for inches against Evie is out. 4 points for the Botanical Guardians. 4 more grab by Canabay. Calls the jam. That's a 16-point jam for the Foxes. 4 non-lead points going to the Guardians. Score is 95 in favor of the Foxes, 64 Botanical Guardians. About 7 minutes, 30 seconds left in the half.
Timeout called by the Guardians.
Triad Sports and Family Chiropractic is a proud sponsor of tonight's game. Dr. Jennifer McCleary provides top-notch sports chiropractic care, injury rehabilitation, acupuncture, nutrition consultation, and cutting-edge recovery modalities. Whether you're looking to recover from an injury, prevent one from happening, or simply optimize your performance. She has the expertise and experience you need. Looking for new knee pads? S1's got you covered. Durable, functional, stable. S1 Pro knee pads are built for roller derby.
So it looks like the Guardians are using their official review. Getting a signal from Code Adam that is they are not going to win this official review.
Sometimes you just got to try it.
You can't win if you don't try. All right, about to get back into action here, and it's going to be Foxy Skady out there for the Foxes against Wolfsbane for the Guardians.
And we've got both jammers out of the pack. Lead jammer goes to Foxy Skady.
Each team with a blocker in the box right now, 3-on-3 pack. We're going to get 2 points there for the Foxes.
Both those jammers really doing a nice job tonight, just exploding on those starts.
Allo Darkness now out there for the Guardians, going against Fox McCloud for the Foxes. And Fox McCloud gets out first, going to be your lead jammer.
Hard use of Bralo coming out of the box there by Allo Darkness, who gets their initial, but that will be 4 points for the Foxes, and they will call the jam. Score now is 101 Foxes, 64 Guardians, just under 6 minutes left in the half. Like that is Weed Whacker starting with the star for the Guardians. Canabe jamming for the Foxes. Nice right out there by Gogo to draw Weed Whacker. Back of the pack. Weed Whacker, star in hand, does get out on their initial pass. Our points going to Canabe and the Guardians. Canabe spinning down that inside line, grabs 4 points for the Foxes, calls the jam, and with Gogo in the box, that will be 4-3 pack advantage to Guardians.
Foxy Skady out there for the Foxes. Wolfsbane out there for the Guardians. And Wolfsbane's going to be your lead jammer, Guardians.
They're doing a really nice job of spinning through those hitouts to stay in bounds.
So 3 points there for the Guardians. So an 8-7 jam in favor of the Foxes takes the score to 117-75. 3:07 to go here in the first half. It's going to be Aloe Darkness now on the line for the Guardians. Fox McCloud out there for the Foxes.
The jammer goes to Aloe Darkness. Fox McCloud still working on that initial, trying to beat that recycle up at the front of the pack. Aloe Darkness, 4 points, draws a penalty on Skulky of the Foxes.
Going to want to keep an eye on Skulky there. I think that might be 5. It's 4, and it's at least 4. I know that much, but it might be 5. So at halftime, I'll go over and see if I can't find out how many penalties Skulky's got. Now Gogo also sitting in the penalty box, so.
Like Fox McCloud playing a little defense, switching back to offense. That star helmet cover was dropped. Since that was an incomplete star pass, Skulky there trying to pass it back to Fox McCloud.
Weed Whacker doing some nice work, forcing Skulky up the track, not letting them get back to Fox McCloud to hand the star back. So you can't score points if you don't have that star on your head. So a big jam for the Guardians, a 20-point jam. Cuts into that lead, now just 22 points. So Kanabay now jamming for the Foxes. That's Snapdragon out there for the Guardians. Kanabay going to be your lead jammer, Foxes.
And with both of our jammers in a race, it looks like we're going to have our blockers trying to protect their points. Kanabay grabs one.
Yep.
Calls off the jam. And we are back for the second half of our game. Current score in favor of the Foxes, 118-95.
So starting off the second half, it's going to be Foxy Skady on the line for the Foxes going up against Wolfsbane for the Guardians.
Wolfsbane grabbing the lead. Jammer. Foxy out on her initial pass, but Wolfsbane's already got those 4 points, so he calls the jam.
Canabay now out there for the Foxes. Up against Aloe Darkness.
Oh, Aloe finds that line on the outside, but just gets on the wrong side of the rope. Cut, so that will be a power jam for the Foxes. Lead goes to Canabay. Nice O there by the Foxes. 4 points, Canabay.
Now we're going to have a track cut call on Canabay. So they're swapping power jams here. So this jam will go the full 2 minutes. Aloe Darkness with 4 points on that pass.
Four more points to Aloe Darkness. As Crew goes to the box.
So that jam comes to its natural conclusion. A 12, it looks like right now 12 to 8. We're going to get an update on the score here. A 12-12 jam, so 130 to 111, 26:56 to go here in the second half. And next up, it's going to be Wolfsbane against Skulky.
Chaotic scrum start on this jam. The lead jammer goes to Skulky. Wolfsbane out on her initial. Skulky grabbing points, calling the jam. Gonna be 4 more for the Foxes. Foxes will be starting with 1 blocker box.
Foxy Skady going to be your lead jammer for the Fabulous Foxes. Snapdragon out there for the Guardians, working against Evie up front. 9:04. Brawlo headed to the penalty box.
For now, in favor of the Foxes, 138 to 111 Guardians. Just under 25 minutes left in the half. Donning the star for the first time for the Guardians, we've got Shira Powers, who grabs the lead, followed close behind by Canabe. Guardians with 2 blockers in the box. Trying to grab Shira some points.
Let's see how many points the Foxes pulled down there. Looks like the 3 points. 3 points for the Foxes, 4 points for the Guardians. 3 blockers in the box for the Guardians to start this jam. So Weed Whacker going to be all on an island. So Skulky on the jammer line again for the Foxes. Aloe Darkness out there for the Guardians.
Oh. And with Weed Whacker forced to seat there in the start, lead does go to Skulky. Aloe Darkness fighting Eevee. That initial pass. 4 points going to Skulky and the Foxes. Star pass now to Brawlo of the Guardians. Very fast jam, very physical jam. Skulky on that scoring pass. Ceding that space. Thinking. Up the inside apex for more points Foxes.
So Skulky with a big jam there for the Foxes. 16 points to the Botanical Guardians 4. So Wolfsbane goes out to the line now for the Guardians, going against Foxy Skatey for the Foxes.
Quick thinking there by Wolfsbane, who grabs lead jammer for the Guardians. Oh, and that is going to be a power jam. Like Guardians are going to hold that Fox's blocker in the back, grab a point for their jammer. Wolfsbane not cutting their speed and grabbing 4 points. Four more points there. That's going to be a 12-point jam for the Botanical Guardians. Score at 158-31. Guardians slowly but surely closing that score gap. Located in Maplewood, 26 Fitness helps people fall in love with fitness by creating an inclusive, body-positive CrossFit and weightlifting gym. Strength builds confidence, and community builds resilience. We work out because we love our bodies, not because we hate them. We pride ourselves on being welcoming, accessible, and completely non-intimidating. No egos, no judgment, just a supportive community that meets you are. Visit CrossFit26.com for more info.
Triad Sports and Family Chiropractic is a proud sponsor of tonight's game. Dr. Jennifer McCleary provides top-notch sports chiropractic care, injury rehabilitation, acupuncture, nutrition consultation, and cutting-edge recovery modalities. Whether you're looking to recover from an injury, prevent one from happening, or simply optimize your performance, she has the expertise and experience you need. Triad Sports and Family Chiropractic.
Canabay jamming now against Aloe Darkness. Oh, Aloe Darkness going for that apex hop. Laid out by Evie, forced to reset along with Canabay. Now the Guardians blockers doing a nice job of squaring up there at the front, but Canabay finds some daylight, grabs the lead. Jammer. Nice screen there by number 7-3, Guardians. Points going to the Foxes at that jam. He's starting the blocker down for each side.
Yep, Shira is your lead jammer, Botanical Guardians.
That's it. That's 7. That's it. Full 2 minutes.
That is Skulky's 7th penalty, so this is going to be a full 2-minute power jam now. This is a huge opportunity for the Guardians.
Guardians doing a nice job of crashing that Fox's wall. Are thinking they're on the line by Shira for more points going to the Guardians. Very physical game there at the front of the pack, but those Fox's blockers are getting a bit scrambled up, so Shira will grab 4 more points.
I think Shira's just now coming to the realization that she's going to have to jam for 2 full minutes.
Another 4 for the Guardians. Shira really taking advantage of this scoring opportunity now, closing that score gap. Pretty spin move there around Evie on the inside line.
So a big 23-point jam for the Guardians, and now just 6 points separate these two squads. What was once a big lead has now dwindled to only 6. So we're going to have an official review here by the Foxes. I mean, I'm not sure what there is to review. Looking for skates or new protective gear to keep you on the track? Then look no further than Turn Left Skate Pro Hustle City. They have the expertise to keep you in the best gear and at the highest level of performance. That's Turn Left Skate Pro Hustle City. All right, about to get back into action. Foxy Skady out there jamming for the Foxes. Wolfsbane out there for the Guardians.
Guardians looking to keep up this momentum, capitalize on that big prior jam. Oh, but lead jammer is going to go to Foxy Skady. Wolfsbane close behind.
So a 0-0 jam there as Foxy Skady forced to call that off as Wolfsbane closed the gap.
Fox McLeod now donning the star for the Guardians.
Oh, it's Pedal Pusher. Right, no, that's not Pedal Pusher. That's Disturbing
Fox
the
McLeod jamming
Peas.
for the Foxes.
Yeah,
which
we'll get it right
is-
eventually. And Fox McLeod out there for the Foxes. Fox McLeod going to be your lead jammer.
Hey. Does that make sense? Serving the Peas, starting out with the star, Guardians, and she is through on her initial. Both our jammers now running scoring passes with one Botanical Guardian blocker in the box.
So a 7-4 jam there in favor of the Foxes. 167 Foxes, 158 Guardians. 15:06 to go here in the second half. It's going to be Foxy Skady out there now for the Foxes going up against Wolfsbane for the Guardians.
Zephyrs now in the box. That is both of our jammers out on their initial, but lead is going to go to Foxy Skady. Foxy Skady laying out Wolfsbane there on the turn, buying herself a little time. Still going to be 1 point, though, going to Wolfsbane and the Guardians. And 1 point going to the Foxes. $168 Foxes, $159 Botanical Guardians. 14 minutes left in the half. This is anyone's game. And that is for Fox Safe grabbing lead jammer for the Fabulous Foxes, donning the star for the first time. Aloe also out on their initial. Fox Safe falls off the jam. 0-0.
Yeah. So we're going to get a timeout here, waiting to the last second. Shred a stare out there, waiting for that clock to count down, and then there's the timeout.
You need a new helmet. You probably need a new helmet. Check out the S1 Lifer Visor Helmet. Next level protection. Best fit plus best protection equals made for roller derby. Get a lifer, be a lifer. Looking for skates or new protective gear to keep you on the track? Look no further than Turn Left Pro Skate Pro Hustle City. They have the expertise to keep you in the best gear and at the highest level of performance.
So Shira going to jam for the Guardians. It's Foxy Skady out there for the Foxes. Nine points separate these two teams. 13:09 to go in the second half. And Shira is going to be your lead jammer. Cruciferous going to head to the penalty box for a forearm call. So the Guardians will be down a blocker. But I think that was a good penalty.
Speed Whacker draws back Foxy Skady, who's still working on that initial pass. Meanwhile, 4 points. Shira and the Botanical Guardians. Now Foxy out on their initial as well. Again, looks like we've got our jammers going point for point, but Shira has decided to run this jam.
Oh, nice move by
beat it.
Shira.
Nice, beating it there on the outside, grabbing 4 more points.
Man, that was a great move by Shira around the outside, getting real low.
Goes for the tall girl being.
Ladies and gentlemen, just 1 point. A single point now separate these two teams. And next up, it's Canabay for the Foxes, Wolfsbane for the Guardians. Canabay going to be your lead jammer, Foxes.
Nice work by Canabay. Grabs 4 points, calls off the jam. Bumps up that lead just a little bit. 176 Foxes, 171 Guardians.
So Aloe Darkness now going to take the line for the Guardians, going to be it's Fox McCloud for the Foxes. Fox McLeod going to be your lead jammer, Foxes.
Throwing that multiplayer on pedal pushers from the Guardians. Fox McLeod on the scoring pass, going inch by inch there at the top of the pack. Duke it out for 4 points.
No.
And looks like that was a star pass to Weed Whacker. Pivot for the Guardians, who does have the star in hand, but is forced to reset. 4 points now going to Foxes. Fox McLeod trips through the pack for another 4 points. Weedwhacker out on her initial pass.
So a 16-point jam for the Foxes, a big, big jam. 8:35 to go here in the second half. Sorry, a 19-point jam. And next up, it's going to be Shira on the line for the Guardians, going up against Evie for the Foxes.
Both of our jammers now out on their initial, but lead goes to Shira and the Guardians. Nice screen there by Brello for points going to the Guardians. Shira calling her O there, just gets squeezed out on the outside line, and Evie is through for 4 points. That is a low block. Assessed to Shira, so that is going to be a power jam for the Fabulous Foxes. Nice little whip there by Evie on the outside. 4 more points for the Foxes.
Oh, wow. Shira picked up 2 penalties there, so it's going to be a full minute.
And Evie gets dragged back, but not before they have to tie their shoe.
I mean, if you're going to have to do that, the time to do it is during a power jam.
Now we've got our whole pack rolling back there, trying to cut that momentum. Shira's coming in hot from the box, though.
So 4 points. 4 points there for the Guardians at the end of that jam, but a 16-4 jam and a timeout now called by the Guardians.
Triad Sports and Family Chiropractic is a proud sponsor of tonight's game. Dr. Jennifer McCleary provides top-notch sports chiropractic care, injury rehabilitation, acupuncture, nutrition, consultation, and cutting-edge recovery modalities. Whether you're looking to recover from an injury, prevent one from happening, or simply optimize your performance, she has the expertise and experience you need. just over 6 minutes left in this game. Foxes have managed to widen that lead again. Score is 214 Foxes, 179 Guardians. Off a big 19-point jam by Evie.
Next up for the Foxes, that's Canabe on the line going up against Wolfsbane for the Guardians.
A big running start there by Wolfsbane, who grabs lead jammer. Canabe out on her initial. Wolfsbane slides out, opts to call the jam. Not before grabbing 2 more points for the Guardians. Line now, we've got Aloe Darkness jamming against For Fox's Sake.
Aloe Darkness going to be your lead jammer Guardians. We have a star pass to Evie for the Foxes.
Aloe Darkness out there on turn 1 and opts to call the jam. Grabs 2 more points for the Guardians.
So the score right now is Foxes 214, Guardians 183. 4:20 to go here in the second half.
Ooh. And with half the pack pushed out of bounds, Wolfsbane cuts in, grabs lead jammer. The forearm assessed to number 1, Pow. Grabs 4, calls the jam. Pack advantage on the start in favor of the Foxes. Canabe makes quick work of that outside line, grabs the lead jammer. Snapdragon wearing the star for the Guardians, working on that initial. Be a total of 8 more points going to the Foxes on that jam. Now is 222 to 189. Just under 2 seconds left in the half.
Fox McLeod now out there for the Foxes, and now we're going to have looks like an official timeout. So Fox McLeod out there for the Guardian, or for the Foxes. Aloe Darkness out there for the Guardians. There's an official timeout. I'm not quite sure what's going on at the moment, but they're definitely conferring about something. Don't see any notification that there's an official review.
Left. Had so many big jams this game. Every bit matters. Potential beat. Kind of anyone's game.
So it looks like Weed Whacker's headed to the penalty box. Oh, now we got... So now we have the jammer for the Foxes taking a seat in the penalty box. So there must have been a penalty at the end of that jam. Now we got a timeout for the Guardians.
Talk about capitalizing on every little opportunity. This could be huge for the Guardians.
Yeah, with just a little over 2 minutes left, you're down by, what is that, 30, what, 3? Yeah, 33. Sounds right.
Sounds right. I didn't go to school for math.
It's announcer math. It's always fuzzy. So 33 points, definitely not an insurmountable number to reach in 2 minutes and 15 seconds. I have seen more, let's put it that way, in my 14 plus years of announcing. So definitely not outside the realm of possibility, but the Guardians are going to need a lot of things to go their way to pull this off. Putting out Wolfsbane to jam solo on the start. Wolfsbane has been the workhorse for this squad this evening. And Wolfsbane's going to be your lead jammer. Brawlo playing the offense. Forced back. Power jam comes to an end.
Bay out of the box and out on their initial pass. While 4 points. One to Wolfsbane and the Guardians, and Wolfsbane calls off the...
See, at this point in the game, when you're down by points, the clock becomes just as much an opponent as the other team, because each time these jams end, another 30 seconds is going to come off that clock before the next jam even starts. So under a minute to go now. It's Aloe Darkness out there for the Guardians, Fox McCloud out there for the Foxes. And you got to think, if the Foxes get lead at this point, they're going to just run this jam out. And there it is, lead jammer Fox McCloud and the Foxes. I see Shred Astaire over on the bench telling Fox McCloud to just skate this one out.
That is 4 points for Fox McCloud. Playing it smart, trying to keep the game slow, keep it clean, burn off the rest of that clock.
Fox McCloud looking back at the clock, seeing it's 0, looks to the bench. The bench tells her to call it, and she does. So that is going to be a victory for the Foxes. The unofficial score at the moment, 226 Foxes, 193 Guardians. Going to wait for that final whistle here before calling this an official end, official score. And that's going to do it. That's our final. Foxes 226, Guardians 193.